The member from Wright, Representative Lucero.
This appropriation is to provide educational benefits to eligible dependent children to the spouses of public safety officers killed in the line of duty. Mr. Speaker and members, do we believe that that's important? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And the reason that is important is because the great men and women in law enforcement are under an incredible and intense pressure right now to keep us safe. Those officers who, in the midst of Democrats screaming to have them defunded, screaming lies and poisonous venom at our law enforcement officers while they're trying to do their jobs, if they unfortunately and tragically have to give their life, and they will do so because our law enforcement officers are brave, they are strong, they are professional. And if they lose their life in the defense of another, and they have families that they leave behind, that's what this fund is intended for. Now, Mr. Speaker, I stand here right now, and all of Minnesota is well aware of the Democrats' lack of priority and the poison they spew at our professional law enforcement officers to defund them. A former member of this body wanted to disarm our police officers, Democrat. We have a member of the body right now, as I mentioned, that purposed himself to go to the suburbs to threaten to burn them down, Democrat, screaming obscenities at the children of law enforcement officers. Do you think that I and the rest of Minnesota have the confidence that Democrats are going to prioritize the survivors of law enforcement officers who may tragically lose their lives in the line of duty? I don't have that confidence. We've seen the priorities of Democrats, and they are not the priority in favor of law enforcement. They're the opposite of that. And so if we're going to give this authority to Democrats that hold the executive power right now, and we've seen the abuse of executive power for 15 months, I have no confidence at all that they would prioritize the survivors.
Are we speaking on the bill?
Of law enforcement officers.
Hey, are we speaking on the bill? Because I've about had enough of this. Are we speaking on the bill?
Mr. Speaker, point of order.
Are we speaking, please? Somebody say something. Are we speaking on the bill?
Mr. Speaker, I am being interrupted. I have the floor, and Representative Thompson is overriding me. Please call him out of order.
Are we speaking on the bill, Madam Speaker?
Representative Thompson, you are out of order. Representative Lucero has the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I know that Representative Thompson doesn't share my worldview. I know that he went to suburbs and screamed obscenities.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Point of order, Madam. Point of order. I know you're racist.
I thank you, Mr. Speaker. Personalities are not in order for debate, and I ask
know
that
you're
you
racist.
remind the Speaker of that.
Lucero moves to amend House File Number 7 as amended. The amendment is coded A10.
To the author of the amendment, Representative Lucero.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Earlier today on this floor, Representative John Thompson made comments that impugned my character, and I believe that they were done so in an attempt to intimidate, strike fear, and to bully me into silence. He called me a racist during floor debate. Mr. Speaker, the background of myself and my family rivals the ethnic, national, religious, and most importantly, thought diversity of any member in this body. And when Representative John Thompson called me a racist, it was repugnant, and I demand an apology from him. My own background, I'm Hispanic. And my wife is an East Asian with a Muslim background. All of my in-laws are Islam. And I've had many meals with them. I'm not sure, Mr. Speaker, how many members of this body have driven past a mosque, let alone been in a mosque.
I have.
Or how many have been married in a mosque. I've been married in a mosque, Mr. Speaker. My brother, not only did I marry a minority, but my brother married a minority. My sister married a minority. In fact, I traveled to Africa because my father couldn't, and I gave my sister away in her marriage to a Kenyan in Kenya. The nieces and nephews of my brother, from my sister, from my wife's sister, who also has children with a minority, is something that makes our family very rich. And so I categorically deny the attempts of fear, intimidation, and bulliness of Representative John Thompson. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.